The West Rand is running out of Afrikaners. And if current trends hold, Afrikaner churches, schools and entire communities will disappear within a single generation. The reality is that almost 1 in 4 Caucasian people who had lived in the West Rand area of Johannesburg just 10 years ago have since moved away. As one of the greatest Afrikaner industrial heartlands is slowly being emptied out before our own eyes. The Old West Rand mining belt, a vast landscape of mining towns and mine dumps and old headgears stretching westward from the Witwatersrand of Johannesburg, where South Africa's rich gold mining history still shapes the horizon. Following the discovery of this vast gold deposits along the Witwatersrand during the late 19th century, mining towns in the old Boer republics and supporting infrastructure were rapidly established across this region we know as the West Rand today. Historically, the West Rand became one of the great industrial frontiers of Afrikaner urbanization in South Africa. Entire towns, schools, churches, businesses, indeed the entire civic order of the region were established by the old Boers of the Boer Republic who moved into the area from poorer farming districts across the Free State and the Northern Cape in search of economic opportunity in the mines. Of course, this process was accelerated greatly after the Boer War and many families were left destitute who had to search for new opportunity. Yet today, the West Rand has become one of the clearest examples of the demographic and economic pressures facing Afrikaners, such as those in this area as a minority in their own heartland. Stay tuned because in today's video, we are going to expose this quiet demographic revolution fundamentally reshaping the heart of South Africa's historic mining belt. Towns that has always been known as Afrikaner towns, outside of a city that has been mostly English of Johannesburg. The Western Witwatersrand developed rapidly during the 20th century and after gold mining expanded ever further westward from Johannesburg. Towns such as Randfontein and Western Area became important mining and industrial centers, tied directly to the deep-level gold mining economy that dominated South Africa throughout, well, we can say most of the last century. Randfontein was initially established in 1890 following the expansion of gold mining westward from Johannesburg, while Western Area was established a couple of decades later in 1937 during the further westward expansion of deep-level gold mining into the West Rand. The town was even named after mining and property development company Western Areas Limited and received a municipal status in 1952. As the mines expanded, Afrikaners moved into this region in massive numbers from poor rural districts across the country, especially during the mid-20th century and after the Great Depression. Droughts, agricultural mechanization, debt, and limited opportunities in the countryside pushed many young Afrikaners off the land and into these very large and growing mining towns in the Witwatersrand. Here, stable wages and urban advancement became possible for the first time in our history. The development of the West Rand formed part of the wider expansion of the Witwatersrand goldfields, which, after the discovery of gold in 1886, rapidly transformed South Africa's economy into a mostly mining economy from an agricultural economy. As mining technology improved and prospectors pushed further westward and dug deeper into the soil away from Johannesburg, entirely new mining settlements emerged across this region, with railways and power infrastructure and workshops and refineries and massive mine compounds helping to turn the Witwatersrand into the industrial heartland of the entire African continent. For much of the 20th century, the gold produced along the Rand not only funded South Africa's industrialization, but also helped sustain the value of the global monetary system itself during the era of the international gold standard. The mining expansion also gave rise to the development of Carletonville and the surrounding Vochville region, while Krugersdorp evolved into one of the major urban and commercial centers of the West Rand. Carletonville in particular became globally famous during the second half of the 20th century because of the extraordinary depth and productivity of its gold mines, with some of the deepest gold mines ever constructed globally in the world by mankind operating beneath this area. Together, these towns formed part of a vast industrial corridor stretching westward from Johannesburg, tied together by mining and railways and later heavy industry and the rapid urbanization of Afrikaner communities across the old Transvaal and Free State. For Afrikaners specifically, the rise of the West Rand represented a profound social transformation. Before the mining boom, most Afrikaners still lived either on farms or in small rural towns, but as economic hardship and droughts and mechanization and the aftermath of the Anglo-Boer War destabilized many rural communities, a massive number of Afrikaners moved to the Witwatersrand in search of work, and unlike the English who settled mostly in Johannesburg, most of these Afrikaners settled in the West Rand. The mines, engineering industries, railways, municipalities, schools and civil service structures of the Rand consequently became one of the foundations upon which a new Afrikaner urban middle class was built during the 20th century. Entire generations of Afrikaner families would spend their lives in the mining towns of the West Rand, where churches and cultural organizations, rugby clubs, schools and civic institutions created deeply rooted communities around this economy of the West Rand with a distinctly Afrikaans and Afrikaner cultural flavor. And so by the middle of the 20th century, the West Rand had become one of the strongest concentrations of the Afrikaner people, especially the Afrikaner industrial working and middle class in this country. Entire suburbs and towns and schools and churches and business districts emerged around these mining centers and the industry supporting them. By the 80s, nearly 40,000 Afrikaners already lived across the Randfontein Western Area mining belt alone, with another 60,000 residing in Krugersdorp as a town alone, making the West Rand one of the great Afrikaner communities of the Old Transvaal. Yet today, the industrial Afrikaner heartland that once dominated the West Rand is quietly fading away before our own eyes. In the West Rand District Municipality, the decline of the Afrikaner population and also the white population was nearly 30,000 in a single decade, which amounts to a decline of just over 22% in just 10 years. In 2016, the municipalities of Randfontein and Western Area were merged into what is today known as the Rand West City Local Municipality. Census data shows that in 2011, the combined area still had nearly 48,000 white residents, but by 2022, that number had fallen to just over 28,000, a decline of roughly over 10,000 people, or fully a quarter of the white population in just over a decade in one area. Likewise, in Marofeng City, the municipality surrounding Carletonville and Vochville, the Afrikaner population also dropped by 13% from 23,000 to just 20,000, while of course the biggest drop in the Afrikaner population was in the Mogale City municipality, which of course includes Krugersdorp and Magaliesburg. And in this area, the decline was over 27%, from 75,000 to just under 55,000. It is estimated that the West Rand District Municipality as a whole, which still had a white population of 137,000, mostly Afrikaners, back in 2011, saw this demographic group drop below 100,000 for the very first time in almost a century last year. The shift was of course driven not only by the long decline in deep-level gold mining and the disappearance of skilled mining jobs and industrial jobs, which Of course, with the jobs mostly held by these Afrikaner populations, but also by an aging population, and most importantly, the outward migration from this area to coastal towns or wealthier metros because of deteriorating municipal conditions and broader demographic growth in surrounding urban communities. The reality is that these Afrikaners aren't just disappearing into thin air, as the data shows, they are simply moving to places like Pretoria or the Western Cape. The age in which Afrikaners were spread evenly and thinly across South Africa as a country is rapidly coming to an end. A new era of demographic concentration has already begun. Afrikaners are increasingly concentrating in areas where they have access to stronger property markets, more reliable infrastructure, specifically municipal infrastructure, more reliable Afrikaans schools or guaranteed Afrikaans single medium schools for their children, and of course churches, expanding economic opportunities, and greater long-term cultural stability for an area where their children can grow up in relative safety compared to the rest of South Africa without seeing the absolute chaos and destruction that is becoming of this country. This demographic concentration of Afrikaner people will need to be strategically taken into account if we talk about self-determination in the future. Regional political power can potentially follow regional demographic concentration. Still, we must never forget nor forsake our duty towards those who still reside and still work in places like the West Rand, for example, and as a people, we really have a responsibility to ensure that in our fight for self-determination, these people are not left behind, even though they are staying in an increasingly smaller community of Afrikaners, increasingly taken over by other groups almost entirely. In a recent video, we highlighted how this phenomenon that we describe here of white flight to specific concentrations in the country is reshaping South Africa's demographic landscape, as Afrikaners are congregating in very specific areas, and also what kind of political opportunities this presents for our quest for Afrikaners and their future in South Africa. If you want to check out that full report that explains exactly how the population is moving around the country, you can click on this link appearing on your screen right now to view it. And please do consider supporting our work by becoming a paying member of the Willem Betzer Group. Simply follow the easy steps on the banner below me to invest in us to make sure we are able to make videos of this quality every single day. Goodbye and God bless.